Hey everyone, we're here at the Long Road Festival. I'm joined by the one and only Mr. Charlie Worsham. How are you, mate?
Oh, I'm just feeling ecstatic about being out here. Beautiful day, playing live music with a band,
Yep.
getting to hear some other great music.
And how awesome is this? Because this is the first year this festival has happened. That must make you incredibly proud as a country artist to see how it's developing over here and to see
Yeah,
so many homegrown artists being involved as well.
exactly. It's weaving together better than anyone could have really planned it. Although I know a lot of planning went into this, but it's really cool to see the interaction from both sides of the pond on the same stages, and I almost feel like I'm in Tennessee with better weather
Yeah.
at Bonnaroo or something. It's got that feel, like so much attention was paid into the details of the festival to make each stage feel unique. I mean, the honky tonk stage, I just walked in there. You
It's
feel
like it's been there forever.
yeah, I mean, you literally, I feel like I could walk outside and be in Lower Broadway in Nashville.
The front porch stage as well. Have you seen that with the
Yeah.
house and the chimney and stuff?
Yes,
Oh.
the front porch stage reminds me of so many bluegrass festivals that I went to growing up. So I'm really, really proud to be
We've
here.
never had anything like that over here, so that's really, really cool for us.
It's
have
special.
that. How's the UK trip been so far, anyway? I know you always love coming over
yeah,
here.
as always, it's great as always. It was fun to get to visit a few places that I have not been in quite a while, like Bristol, and I got to go to Yorkshire for the first time and play in Leeds and play in Newcastle, and it's just always a treat.
And you've been with Miss Leanne Womack, which must be a huge honour for you because she's an absolute legend.
Absolutely. Leanne Womack is just one of the best voices that we've ever had in country music of any era. And her songs are so great. She cuts the best songs and often is a co-writer on them. And we got to play Union Chapel. That was my first time to play there in London. And you almost didn't want microphones and speakers. You almost didn't need them because it's such a perfect setting for acoustic music.
I mean, you've been out on the road with a lot of people, and you've obviously got a lot of friends in Nashville who are huge artists. But even sharing the stage with people like Leanne Womack, do you still pick up little bits and learning all the time from these kind of
Always.
established performers?
Oh, absolutely. And it's you never know what type lesson you're going to get when you're watching a show like that. A lot of times it's a reminder as a songwriter of what to do and what not to be afraid to try in a song. And then, of course, her singing, sometimes it's inspiring and sometimes it's devastating because she's just ripping your heart out with her voice and you think to yourself, I'll never be able to sing like that, but it's just good for the soul.
We were just speaking off camera about Every Damn Monday because we came to see you do the Skinner night with Brothers Osborne, Will Hogue, Randy Houser, loads of people. It was an incredible lineup, but you must have had great fun doing those nights. So they were incredible.
At the end of that month, I needed a long nap, but it's always my favorite part of the year in Nashville because you sort of get itching to get out of town or do something because it gets so hot and people are all out touring during the summer. But on Monday nights, Monday night is a musician's Saturday night. And so I'm lucky that so many of my friends were willing to come and be a part of those nights. And the Skinner night especially was something that we all had wanted to do since we were 12 years old. Yeah. And it felt good to do such a deep dive and learn that music and honor that music the way that it deserves. And that was definitely probably a top 5 moment for me in my whole musical life.
Well, as an audience member, I'm watching. I get the most out of a concert when I feel like the artists are getting just as much out of it as we are, and it was that kind of night.
Yeah, I actually wish that everyone could have been flies on the wall for the rehearsal that we booked, because we booked half a day to rehearse, and 2 months prior to the rehearsal, we started to woodshed the songs. And sometimes in a rehearsal, you're working it all out in the space with the band. But we just tried the first song out, and it sounded pretty good because we had literally spent, hundreds of hours among us. And so we just were laughing our way through that afternoon and just on cloud nine.
Yeah, it was amazing. So do you know how much money you've raised for the foundation?
We were able to net about $14,000 throughout that month, which is huge for us. In the past, I believe we would net around 5,000 the last 2 years, so it was a real big, and that's in no small part thanks to George Dickel, who sponsored the event. And it was our first time to have a sponsor. George Dickel has been such a great friend to the cause of Follow Your Heart and to me personally. And I lament the fact that you can't get George Dickel over here in the UK. I keep talking to him about it. I'm like, come on, I'll smuggle the bottles in. We'll figure it out,
But tell us a little bit about how that money's going to go towards helping children and musical education and stuff like that.
Well, the money starts And we also are fortunate to be recipients of grants from the CMA and the ACM, who are both huge champions of music education. The first dollars get spent on Fender acoustic guitars, and we get the guitars for a ridiculous rate thanks to Fender and their willingness to help us as well. And the goal is to put those guitars in the hands of students. And the next expense is to pay for teachers who are themselves senior students in college at Delta State University at the Delta Music Institute in the heart of the Mississippi Delta, birthplace of the blues, in Cleveland, Mississippi, across the street from the Grammy Museum. So we get those students who are in college getting real-life education experience as music teachers and making a little money, putting some money in their pocket, fueling that local economy. And then we spend the money at the end of the semester. We bring the students over to Cleveland to tour Delta State. For a lot of the kids, it's their first time on foot in a college campus. They get to tour the Grammy Museum, and they get to perform on the stage at the Grammy Museum. And it's a really fun thing, and we're raising as much as we can because we're doing our first trip to Washington, D.C. as well to sort of bang on some representatives' doors to remind them the importance of music education. And we're hoping to expand. Our first year we had 12 students. This year we had 36. And we'd love to see 50 or more students in 2019.
That's incredible. It's great to see it keep growing, and hopefully next year's even bigger and better.
Absolutely.
So on the road, you've been trying out some new music, I hear.
Yeah.
So how's that going, and how far down the line are you with the next project?
Gosh, it's sort of become tradition now for me to come over here and try stuff out for the first time.
Yeah, like the guinea pigs. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but you know, guinea pig doesn't do it justice, because what it really boils down to is I can trust y'all with this new material. I could trust you. I didn't know it until after the fact, but my first time to perform at C2C at the songwriter night, I was trying out new material, and the next day it resonated, and I figured out a lot about the songs that went into my second album, Beginning of Things, which is why I smuggled in copies of Beginning of Things when I came back and before it was released. And so I'm just keeping that tradition going, because I know that the feedback I get from doing those songs is going to help inform me when I go into the studio. Little tweaks to lyrics, little tweaks to arrangements, and so far that's been true. And it's just really gratifying to get that response every night, to know that I'm not crazy for trying to write these songs and everything. And as far as when the next record will come to be, I don't know yet. I gave myself all of 2018 to write as much as I can for the record. I would love to have all the songs I need by the end of the year, go into the first of the next year ready to put them on the tape.
Yes, we're looking forward to hearing it. And you're coming back to Europe in October, aren't you, to tour with Chris Stefano, Ashley Campbell, and who else is on the lineup there? I can't remember.
Oh, my head.
I have it written down.
Yep.
Bear with me. I've had a blank moment. Oh, Drake White.
Yes, Drake White. Oh, I love
Drake
White.
Yeah, we love Drake. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So you must be looking forward to coming over and doing that.
I am, and I'll get to see a few new cities. You know, I love going places.
Yeah.
And spent my day off in London yesterday, like walking around Shoreditch, and went to the Tate Modern and had dinner in Soho. It was all fun. And so I'll get to see Copenhagen for the first time in Oslo. So I'll tack that up on the map back on the wall.
Well, Charlie, enjoy the Long Road Festival. We look forward to seeing you on the main stage a little bit later. And
I can't wait.
We will hopefully catch up with you very, very soon. Always a pleasure.
Likewise.
Nice one.